All right. I think we are live. Yeah, it looks like
Are
we're
we?
live.
So if I look it up, am I gonna find us?
I don't know. There we are. Yep, there we are.
Wait, we're live?
Yeah, we are
Bro,
live.
I need a link.
Um, I'm just looking at from the studio, the website
Oh, all
studio.
right, right on. Okay, well, we made it. We did it.
I wonder if here I'll give you the link. That way you can double watch. There's a delay though, obviously.
That's all right. I actually have people that are wanting to watch this live.
Oh shoot,
So,
are we ready?
well, it's my fiance, so
Oh,
she's very supportive. Thanks.
that's good. It's good to have a supportive
Yeah.
fiance.
I mean, we can always do a little quick like I can do a little Instagram thing and just say like, "Yo, we are live right now. You can come listen to us." Uh, go to this website.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me do some cosmetics here.
Okay, because
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
what do you?
I don't know how to find our website because we're like so new that it doesn't appear in any of the search
I just sent you
results
on the chat. You see the chat on Zoom?
on Zoom. Oh,
I sent you a link on there.
hey,
So anyway, oh
cool,
shoot,
cool.
yeah, no, okay, there. Ashley, maybe no, okay. Right. So
There we go.
yeah, here
We're
we go.
ready. We're good. Okay.
Concurrent viewers one.
I think that was me for a second, but I exited out of it.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, I don't think we actually decided on a topic for this podcast.
I think we were gonna. I just barely watched episode 2, Falcon,
Of Falcon and
Winter and
the Winter
Soldier,
Soldier.
Winter and Soldier of Falcon.
Yeah. So are we gonna be doing do you want to do some spoiler alert? Do we want to tell our viewers like, hey, if you haven't seen this episode, click away until you watch it and then come back.
I think you just did
Or
it.
okay, then all right, guys. So if you haven't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 2, I recommend that you come back later when you've seen it. That way you don't get anything spoiled for you. So there we
Well
go.
said.
That's your
Well
warning.
said.
Okay, let's go. So what did you think?
Okay, so I like how the show handles. It kind of puts the viewers as an opinion for how we're viewing the new Captain America. Like
Okay.
specifically, what stood out to me was the scene where they're in the truck. I don't know if you remember that.
The scene
When
in the
did you
truck?
watch it?
Like yesterday, I
Okay,
think,
cool.
or
So it's both.
2 days ago. It was a couple of days ago.
So it's both fresh. But
Yeah.
the scene where they were talking about, oh, if you don't have the shield, you're not Captain America and all that stuff. It was kind of like what I would imagine the general public is saying about the new Captain America.
Like right now.
Right. And so they're kind of giving reasons for us to not like the new Captain America. And they were it was kind of in line with what I would imagine some people would say. It's like, oh, he just, and they even tried giving examples of like, oh, how many did you ever land on a bomb? And he's like, oh, I landed, 4 with my helmet, blah, blah, blah. It was like all these touch points of what Steve Rogers did. And
Yeah.
now they're trying to relate to this new guy.
I was like, well, are you as good as he was back
Exactly.
in the day, kind
Yeah.
of thing, right?
Yep.
Um, so like, how do you feel about him right now? Like, do you like him or do you agree with Falcon and Sebastian, where they're like, or it's, I guess Falcon and the Winter Soldier, are you like hating on him?
I feel like I'm in the same boat as them.
Is
And I think
everybody?
I think that's what Marvel is thinking, that everyone's not on board. And so they kind of portray that with the characters. And they kind of do that with all the, I think one YouTube video that I saw, that was when they changed the actor to Don Cheadle. Did I say that name? right?
Don Cheadle. Yeah, yeah. I think that's right.
There's a scene where he's introduced, and he just says, "I'm here. Let's just deal with it, and let's do it." So it's more of like a nod to, yes, we changed the actor. Let's just move on. So they're
Yeah.
trying to do that same strategy with this new guy.
But do you think, like, do you feel like this new guy is actually going to be the new Captain America, or do you believe that they're purposely making us not like him because he won't be a permanent character?
I don't know, because I could tell sometimes they were trying to make it seem like, oh, they're gonna be a rift, kind of like a civil war type thing,
Yeah.
and it seemed like they were setting that up for that. And then next thing you know, we got to work together. And then it sealed the deal when he was like, okay, just stay out of my way. And I was like, oh, this is going to be a competition type thing. So I think they're purposely trying to not, I don't know, they're going to make it a point of contention, I think.
Yeah. Well, this, okay, so we live in an age where, like, you get an episode out and you have 20 videos on YouTube about it like 2 hours later.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we've both seen one or two videos about it. And so when it comes to Captain America, the new Captain America, I don't like him. Like, he just rubs me the wrong way. Um, and and yeah, I think Marvel's smart on not giving him like a lot of credit in the story. Although there are a couple of things that I've noticed that are very Captain America like. Like a, what do you call it? Like a parallel between the new one and the old one, like him with a pistol. Um,
Did he?
that's
You know what? That one kind of surprised me. Wait,
it's weird. It's weird seeing him with a pistol. Huh?
Yeah. And I think they focused on it too, like on the camera work. They focused on
Yeah.
the gun. He even, like, there was a pause before he even shot, so it was like a, hey, this is important type.
Yeah,
thing.
it's like, oh, he's got a gun. So it's funny. It's weird because, like, when we see the first Avenger,
Yeah.
like, Captain America has a pistol. He's got guns and stuff like that. I mean, he's fighting the Germans, right?
Yeah.
Um, but then he doesn't use weapons anymore. And so to see this new Captain America with a pistol, I mean, it threw me off.
It
But
did.
but I can see how they like parallel that to when Steve Rogers first had a gun and used it in the war. Um, so that's one of the things that is like, I can see how that's a connection, but at the same time, like, it just feels weird, and I actually kind of didn't like it. Um,
Yeah. It was weird. It was funny because Brittany was like, "Oh, Captain America kills people now." Because
yeah,
I
I
mean,
know.
when you
Like,
look,
it's just odd for
yeah,
sure.
and I think
Uh,
they purposely did that
yeah,
just so that in our subconscious we're like, "Oh, this is not the same Captain America that we know."
yeah. No, that's for sure. I think the only thing I actually liked about him was the way he used the shield to save his friend. What's his friend's name again?
Hoskins.
Battlestar.
Oh, what is up with that name?
But that is the name, right? Battlestar.
Yeah,
I think that's his
Battlestar.
name.
I,
Yeah, when he's falling off the truck and he just like throws his shield to save his life or something. Like, I thought that was kind of cool, and I was like, all right, you got game, right? But yeah, he's still kind of a jerk, and I still don't like him.
yeah, I didn't. Even on episode 1, when they first reveal him, and you just see his face and he's smiling and he's just like, I mean, not to be mean or in his appearance, like his face just doesn't match. You know what I mean? He has a more like wider face. It looks like the character from Up, the grandpa.
Yeah. So, I thought he looked like Casey Neistat, like his chin.
Hey,
And again, this is not. I'm not trying to be like mean or rude or anything like that. That's just the first thought
yeah,
that I had when I saw him. I was like, he's got like Casey Neistat's jawline, and you're right. It's not. It's kind of like more like square. Like,
square.
yeah,
And I think they did that on purpose because, I mean, it's literally the like one of the last
like
shots in the first episode. So it's like,
like you don't want him to be. You mean like? What do you mean?
Because I mean, when they show him the last, like, I think it's the last frame when he's like smiling at the camera,
Yeah.
and then it cuts to black. You're like, oh, he does
Like,
not
who's
look
that?
like, yeah, who's this guy? And then
Okay.
I'm guessing because of his facial features, they wanted to, like, that shock factor. So we go into episode 2, and they even have like the Good Morning America scene, and you have the reactions of Bucky and Falcon. They're just like very put off by it. So I think it was very calculated in that sense.
I agree. I think, I mean, Disney or Marvel, I should say, or both, I guess. They've been really smart about their storytelling.
Yeah.
I mean, WandaVision was amazing, even though the first 2 episodes were kind of weird. You know, I was a little worried at first, but then it got really good.
I think it was episode 4 when it started becoming good.
Yeah, that's when like some questions started getting answered, and then there's more questions, and then more questions. And I think actually that's one difference between WandaVision and when Falcon and the Winter Soldier is WandaVision comes with like it has a lot of mystery to it. Like you don't know what's going on. Like you just get thrown into this story, and it's like, what is this? And then you get like some answers, and then you get some questions. Now with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I feel like we just kind of jumped right into the story. Although we are getting a little bit more of the background story of these two characters, like what they go through their normal lives, which I thought was like super interesting. I thought it was really cool to see that kind of like behind the scenes in a sense. But I don't feel like Falcon and the Winter Soldier have a lot of. I don't feel like it has a lot of mystery to it.
Like the two of them as a companionship?
No, like the like story wise, like the storyline. I feel like as we watch the show, it's like, okay, well, what's gonna happen next, kind of thing, right? But I feel like WandaVision had a bit more mystery, just kind of like, well, why is that happening, and why is this happening, and what did this person mean by that, and you know, like you have a lot of different like thoughts coming in one episode versus this new show. I feel like it's more linear. So you got your heroes, you got their storyline, you got their backstory, and then you have the enemy. And yeah, like there's questions about who the enemy is, why they're doing that, blah blah. But I feel like it's just very like, okay, so what's the next step?
Yeah, no, I kind of get that vibe because it's like, I mean, in the first like scene of the second episode, there's like, oh, there's these flag crusher people, and
right,
all right, bad guys, yep. And it's good that they glossed over it, or at least they went through it, because we don't need details of like, you know, the rundown of who these bad guys are. In our minds, we already complete the thought, okay, these are bad guys that they're going after. But like you said, there's like, there's no mystery. It's like, all right, straightforward, bad guys, go find them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Now, to tell me something, and this might be an unpopular opinion, but do you feel where the bad guys are coming from? Like one world, one people. Or what's their motto?
I don't even know their motto, but
okay, all right, and I know this again. I get that this might be like an unpopular opinion, but their goal is to have a world without borders, right? A world where there's like no nations. They want to get rid of all of that, and I kind of understand that. You know, it's kind of weird. I'm not saying I want that, but I can understand like the unity in public, right? And like I kind of like that. I like the idea of like, yeah, we're all human. You know, we all live on planet Earth. Like we should all be one. I feel like they're being a little extreme, obviously, but as far as like that idea of unity, I kind of understand it. And I know it's weird. That's my thought on it.
Where's my? Hold on, I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I don't know, cause I don't know how you got all that.
I don't know. Are my views skewed? Am I part of the red hat, or what are they called? The red glove.
Like, okay, Is that how you got it all? Like, remember that part where they were like, they find that underground place? I don't know if it was underground where that guy just took them in, and they were,
Sort of.
and the guy was like erasing their identity off like the most wanted list or something like that.
So that's not what I got from that scene. It's just what I got from like when they first talk about the flag smashers. That's what they are.
Oh, okay.
When the army dude is telling Falcon who this group is, and he's like, this extremist group, they want a world without borders and without countries, and you know, and then their motto is like one world, one people, or one human, something like that. It's weird.
Oh, okay. I sort of remember now.
Yeah. So
Okay, yeah.
that part, the unity part of it, I understand.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for human unity, right?
Right.
Obviously, I wouldn't go extremist. I would want like a peaceful, what's the word? When we're all together, when we all vote yes on this kind of thing.
Unanimous?
Unanimous, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a unanimous thing where the world's like, hey, look at this idea. Do we want to vote yes for this? And everybody's like, yeah, let's do it. That's what I'm for. Now, obviously, this group is extreme, and they're doing it the wrong way. But
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being devil's advocate here, but I think the idea behind it is not as bad as I might think. I don't
No, I no, I see, because I totally forgot about that stuff on episode 1. Because then they started talking about their motivations in episode 2, saying we got a glimpse of what it was like with the blip, right? And it makes sense, you know, when the blip happened, the world was sort of chaotic and everyone was forced to like unify because it was just so confusing. So I could kind of see that working, and they took it to the extreme, like you said. But I think in that, I don't know. I have no way to gauge that because we've never had something like that happen. Maybe COVID, but.
But I mean, I don't know. That's just based on 2 episodes. I don't know what's gonna happen later. I mean, maybe my point of view will change based on what they do after. But yeah, like I said, for the base of the idea, I think I'm not like completely against it. Like I wouldn't be like, no, get rid of these people like right away. Like if somebody came to me and said like, well, these people want to get rid of like countries and stuff like that, I'd be like, well, what? Like let's listen to what they have to say. What do they mean by that? And then proceed. But I know that's a fantasy world, and I know that probably wouldn't happen in the real world. So
I don't know.
Like I said, we'll just wait. We'll wait and see what happens with the rest of the show.
They're definitely pulling like a Thanos type mentality. Disney's trying to do because it worked with Thanos really well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you read articles about how like they flipped the character development of Thanos as him being the main character of the movie. I don't know if you read those kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why it worked. And you can kind of relate to him because you kind of see his journey. And then some people that argue is like it kind of makes sense. Like you can see how his mentality makes sense. Right. Obviously taken extreme. And so now they're trying to do that with this where no borders and stuff like that. So I think you can only go so far with like suspension of disbelief, and I think it's a good enough premise.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I agree with the whole Thanos thing. I mean, you know the meme, Thanos did nothing wrong, right?
What? I haven't seen that one.
There's actually a whole subreddit called Thanos did nothing wrong, and it's just full of like Avengers memes and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it all started with like looking into it a little bit more, and they're like, well, actually, he's right. I'm like, yeah, but why not double the resources? You know, I think that was like one of the bigger, that was one of the biggest like counters to it. Is like, well, instead of like cutting it all in half, why not just double the resources instead?
It was funny because we rewatched all of the Avengers movies, not the in-betweeners, so like the just actual Avengers movies. and leading up to Falcon and Winter Soldier, which was perfect because it timed it perfectly. And I was watching that part where he's talking about 50% of the world, and you can't just not think of the meme of like, just double resources, just double the resources. You don't have to kill people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it makes sense. I mean, you have the power to basically do whatever you want. You know, reality can be whatever I want. So why take away? Why not just give instead? You know, like I feel like that would be like if I had the power, I'd be like, let's just get more of everything.
Abundance.
Instead.
You don't even have to double. Just say never-ending supply.
Yeah, like
of stuff.
Like we just never run out.
Yeah, you could even
we'll always just have it.
Like you could literally just think of that, snap, boom, done. Don't have to worry about the world.
Imagine just like you're your fridge, you open it, there's nothing there, you close it and you snap something, and then you open it and you have like a full fridge of vegetables and fruits and whatever you want.
Vegetables? Just kidding, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for the healthy route, okay?
No, I think ever since I got married, I've been eating a lot more healthy, which is good. Salads, vegetables, all that good stuff. Before it was pizza, Hot Pockets, PB and
J. Dude, I started eating healthier a little bit ago.
Nice.
This last weekend wasn't the best. Like one cheat day turned into like 4 cheat days. but I'm back to normal. Actually no, it was like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, yeah, that was 4 days, 4 cheat days. But today I'm back to normal. I actually feel really good right now. So I went shopping, got a lot of healthy food. I don't know if you know this, but I actually have like there's not a legit addiction, but I am addicted to potatoes, like chips and stuff like that.
Wait,
like
potatoes or like
all of
potato
it.
chips?
Like I am that guy that will eat potatoes in every way. So you give me a potato, mashed potatoes, sliced potato, fried potatoes, mashed potato. Did I say mashed already?
Yeah, you did.
Baked potato. Yeah. You give me a potato in any form and I'm going to eat it. Like, I love it. But my favorite is chips. So the chips aisle has always been like, ugh. But today, as I was doing my shopping, I walked down that aisle twice and I didn't get a bag of chips. And I'm actually very proud of that.
Wow, man.
I know. That was
Props.
super hard, man. I was like, maybe I'll just get like the healthier type, or maybe I'll get a little bag.
Veggie straws.
Yeah, I looked at like healthier options. And I'm like, no chips. I'm like, I already had like 4 days of chips. I'm done for a while.
It's you kind of go in like different moods, like with cereal. You know how you go from like corn pops, you're like, oh, I'm sick of corn pops, and we go back to Frosted Flakes, or you go back to the next one. Thing with potato chips for me right now, Doritos. Sick of them.
Oh, you're sick of them.
I'm in the sick of them mode right now. And so I like. Have you tried the purple Doritos? They're not purple, but the bag is purple.
Is
spicy
like
nacho.
Maybe.
They're actually really good. I would say they're better than original Doritos.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't had anything besides the nacho cheese and the Cool Ranch.
I don't like Cool Ranch.
You don't like Cool Ranch?
No. I don't know.
I think it's all right.
You know how they have the variety pack?
Yeah.
And the blue ones?
Get rid of those.
I always get rid of those.
Just give them to me, man. Just drop them off at my house. Like, here's your
I'll
package.
sanitize them before I give them to you, right?
Thanks. Yeah, no, I haven't had them in a while. I've been eating more like. So I freaking love Flaming Hot Cheetos and Flaming Hot chips and anything that's flaming hot. And it's really hard for me to just eat a little bit. Like once it gets started, I just need to eat the whole bag. It's really bad because I have the best night ever, but then I have the worst morning ever, like the day after.
I hate eating late. That's what happens to me when I eat late. 7 o'clock, like I want to eat cereal, and then when I do, like the next day is worse. It's hard to wake up. I just have a hard time the next day. Isn't there a rule like you can't eat after 7 or something?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've heard that it is recommended not to eat like past like a certain time, and it might be 7 because I feel like most people do that. Um, I do know that people do um in dang it, we said this word last time and I can't think. Intermittent
Intermittent,
intermittent
intermittent. Yeah, I don't know.
intermittent fasting. I got a cat. What's up? Hi, hi, kitty. Um, yeah. So when you do that, you're supposed to like only eat in a 8 hour window, right? And I
Yeah,
think the most popular one is 11 to 7.
yeah, that's the one I do actually.
Oh, there you go. So
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah. I didn't even
um,
realize it. Yeah, that's the one I do.
yeah. So I think that's pretty normal. I think that that's what works the best. Um, when I did it for a while, I was actually doing a 9 hour window because I was like, well, like I need to eat a little bit earlier because I have to go to work. And I'm like, and that's already like 8.5 hours. I'm like, and sometimes I just need a little something right after, just before I like, go to bed or something. Um, so I usually wouldn't eat after anything after 9, and then I bumped it to 8 p.m. And I have noticed that the less I eat later at night, the better I feel the next morning. So I always try to have my heavy meal earlier in the day, and then I have like a bit of a snack ish meal at the end of the day.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
I don't know that's what works for me. So
Hmm. I should probably try that. Man.
it's hard. It's hard to eat early. I'm so used to eating at like 4 or 5 p.m. or 6.
Oh man. I was thinking about the back to Falcon and Winter Soldier. Was it weird to you that it just feels you're so used to seeing these characters as oh wow, side characters that now that they're the main characters now?
Do I think it's weird?
Yeah.
Kinda. Like I think I felt it more with WandaVision because Vision and Wanda were also like side characters. And now that they got their own show, I feel like they're main characters. And so
That's weird. I didn't have
with
that effect with WandaVision.
did you always think that they were main characters, or do you still think they're side
I
characters?
think my brain was like, okay, these are the main characters. So then I was like, okay, I can roll with this. But for some reason with Falcon Winter Soldier, I was like, you're watching them like, okay, where's the scene where Captain America comes in or Iron Man comes in?
There's
You're like waiting. I don't
someone
know.
bigger.
It's like you're always watching the B plot. Does that make sense?
I mean,
Not to be mean about the show, but like it just felt. I don't know. It felt like it was. It's starting to warm up to me by now, but
yeah,
at first episode, I was like, we're just watching these side characters be main characters.
it's like giving them the spotlight for a little bit.
Yeah,
Um, but I like that. I actually appreciate that we're able to bring in the side characters, like up, like give them more light,
yeah.
especially because we've lost 3 main characters, right? Captain America. I mean, what even happened to him anyway?
I know.
Because
They're all
like,
talking about the shield, all that stuff, and I'm like, he's still alive,
yeah,
walking
like
around.
he's old, but he's alive. Like I don't think we ever showed him like dying.
Yeah, I know.
He's just an older dude, and
Here's the thing,
I'm
because he
like,
ages slower, doesn't he? Because he's a super soldier.
probably,
That's what I
yeah.
remember reading somewhere. That's why we don't know his age exactly because of the serum or whatever. We don't really know his true age because he ages differently. So even at that age that we see in the end of Endgame, like by now these with Winter Soldier and Falcon, Falcon Winter Soldier, like he's still alive.
I mean, that makes sense since Winter Soldier is still like young looking, especially since he's the same age
Yeah,
as Captain America,
yeah,
if not a little bit older. Uh, that's an interesting point. But yeah, but still, like, so Captain America's alive. We don't know where, and we don't know what his thoughts are on on everything going on right now, which is weird because I'm like, it's his shield, right?
He's
Um,
oh man.
and then we lost Tony Stark, and now we know that he's dead. R.I.P. And then we know that Black Widow's dead, but
Oh yes.
she still has a movie coming out. So that's weird because I feel like
We're going backwards.
yeah,
Almost.
like now it's kind of weird because we know that she dies. We know how she dies, and it's like a very sad moment. And then we're still gonna have a movie for her. Has anybody else died?
Chadwick Boseman, Black
Oh yeah,
Panther.
that's a real life death.
Yeah.
Also, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious what they're gonna do with the second one.
What's the Shuri? Shuri will
Oh,
probably
she's gonna be the new one.
yeah. I think even in the comics it happens. So they're probably going to have to do like a time jump or something. Like probably skip some stuff that Black Panther did. That's my guess.
Do you think they'll kill the character off as well?
That's the thing. That's gonna be a
Or
hard one. Do
yeah.
you portray him dying in the show? Because I feel like that would be like messed up. Like what I think the best mix was remember Fast Five,
Yeah, with Paul
Paul Walker,
Paul Walker, yeah.
and they had that montage, and you're like hearing everyone sniffling in the theater.
That was me.
But like that was a good way to go. Like he drove off into the sunset. Everyone knows, like outside of the movie, everyone knows what happened to him. So that was like a respectful way to like send him off. So I don't know how they're gonna do that with the new movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it would make sense if they did like a little like an introduction when they explain what happens to him. Like even if it was something little.
I don't think they're gonna do CG him. I think I read somewhere that they're not gonna revive him with CG.
Right. So they're not gonna revive him and they're not gonna recast him.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they would want to use like old footage, kind of like what they did with Carrie Fisher in Star
Oh
Wars,
yeah, that could
where
be
they
it.
just use old footage and they, like again, just to do like
a
like
proper send off.
a proper send off in the storyline.
Well, didn't they?
Um,
They filmed some stuff with Carrie Fisher with that movie, didn't they?
for Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean,
Uh,
for like the stuff, because I think she was halfway in it, and then they had to reuse some of the old footage to like
Right.
finish her
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know if they could do that with Black Panther, because I don't think he even started the second
Production.
one.
Ooh. Well,
I don't know how they're probably just gonna
no.
they're probably gonna do like he went on vacation type
He's
thing.
up with the scroll or something like that, like
Yeah.
with Fury up in space.
Kind of just how they did with Captain Marvel. Oh, we pagered him or paged, the pager thing, the beeper over. Let's get her in. All of a sudden in Endgame, she's like, I'm on other planets taking care of all the other
Yeah,
people.
I'm helping other people. I probably won't be back for a few years.
I feel like that
Forever.
hype was like for nothing because she did destroy that ship, Thanos' ship, but
Yeah, but
that's about it.
that's about it. I don't know. You know what? I'm trying to be a little more open-minded about what's her face?
Shuri?
No.
Oh. Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, what's her name?
Carol Danvers.
Yeah, Carol Danvers.
It doesn't help. Have you been reading all the drama behind that?
Like how the actress
Yeah.
is kind of a
Just sort of like an
egotistic.
outcast.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, I've seen videos where they show like her personality with other actors and how she interacts with them and stuff like that, and it is actually kind of cringy. Like it's very cringy. Like I feel like she doesn't know how to be normal.
No,
don't
I
that
know
makes
what
sense.
you mean. You know how like you have a group of friends and you have that one guy that just doesn't click with y'all's. I feel like it's kind of like that.
Yeah, I think every group has one of them.
Yeah.
I think if your group doesn't have one, then I've got some bad news for you.
I think that's the Karen principle.
Yeah. Um,
I think yeah.
no, so despite knowing that she's not like a very like loved person, actress, whatever. Like even her YouTube channel has a lot of dislikes. But
What? She has a YouTube channel?
yeah, she does. She created one. Her first video, I mean, to be fair, the first video, that's when all the haters go in. And so it's like 50-50 with the like dislike ratio. I know that she's posted a little bit more, and I know that it's doing better. Like her fans, her actual fans are the ones that keep watching, which is how it should be, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, she gets a lot of dislikes and stuff like that. And I'm like I understand it, but at the same time, I'm trying to be more open to it. I'm like, I don't think she's a bad actress. I just think the way she approached the role was a little entitled.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I feel like she's like, oh, I'm Captain Marvel. I can do whatever I want. Like, screw all y'alls. Like, I'm the best. And it doesn't click when everybody else is like, yeah, I'm Thor, but I mean, look at Captain America over here. He's pretty cool. And he's like, yeah, I'm cool, but look at Robert Downey Jr. over here. He's like the best of all of us. And then Robert Downey Jr., who's actually my favorite. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, right?
Oh, that's yeah. Oh, okay.
I can't. It's so weird because I'm like mirrored. But yeah, so Iron Man's my favorite. And I really love what Robert Downey Jr. has done with the character. I mean, they're one and the same now, right? And Robert Downey Jr., he's like very full of himself. But I feel like even he does it with a little bit of grace. Like,
that's true. That is
like
a
it just
point.
works. It works for him. But then you get this girl. What's her name again?
The actress? Or Carol Danvers? I don't know.
I can't think of her name. I'm sorry. I usually do know your name, but yeah, she does the same thing, but it just doesn't click. It doesn't work for her. I don't know. She's doing something wrong with her body language.
It's weird. No, that you make a good point because Iron Man does it, or Robert Downey Jr. has that kind of persona.
Yeah.
But I don't know, for some reason, I don't know why it doesn't work with Carol Danvers. I think it might be, and I've seen some like video essays talking about what went wrong with Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
And it was partly because we don't see... Oh, one thing was the editing. It was just very backwards. But there was no appeal. We didn't have any... There was no humanness to her because her only flaw was, getting beat by a stronger person, but not something interpersonal, And I think that was... Oh, yeah.
No, I was going to say, I think I saw the same video, actually. And I think they have a really good point because, yeah, it's different.
I think, because Robert Downey Jr. has his persona, but you see him fail and you see him, be down in the dumps like a normal human being.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Carol Danvers, you don't ever see that really.
Yeah. No, I think that's a really good point. I mean, with Iron Man, with Tony Stark, you see him be like a jerk at first, and I mean, and he still continues to be that, but you can see his arc in character. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like him a lot. Like, I'm a big fan of like arcs like that, like Zuko from The Last Airbender. Like, he's one of my favorite characters.
I actually missed the boat on that one. I never got into Avatar.
What?
I know.
We need to stop.
Does that surprise you?
Yeah, we need to stop this podcast right now, and you need to go binge watch the whole series.
Would you want to rewatch it? We could do like a watch as we stream type thing.
Ooh, that'd be kind of fun.
I don't
know. Didn't like it, or you didn't watch it?
I never watched it. I thought because it was on Nickelodeon and it was a cartoon, I was like, oh.
Bruh.
Nah, because I was a big fan of DBZ, right? Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking, okay, cool. And so when I saw Avatar, I was like, oh, that's this generation's version of that. And I was like, I don't need to watch it. So I never got into it.
Nah, man, you gotta watch it. Here, let me tell you something about this real quick.
Yeah.
Man, so I started watching The Last Airbender in my early 20s.
Okay.
And my mentality was actually similar to yours. I was just kind of like, why am I watching a cartoon right now? Like, it's supposed to be anime, but it's not anime because it's American, but it's made by Koreans, and it has like it was just weird. And it was someone I was dating at the time that introduced me to the show. And I was like, you know what, if she wants to watch it, and that means that I get to cuddle with her, kind of thing. And I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I know. But I really got into it, and like I think we had just finished season 1, and then we broke up. And
how did you keep watching
I kept watching it. Yeah, I kept watching it, and I was obsessed with it. I bought the DVDs online so I could finish watching it. And it is a fantastic story. And so I watched that back in like 2013 or something like that, and then I rewatched it again in 2017, and then I rewatched it a third time with Amber because I wanted to show her my like stuff that I like.
Oh yeah, right.
And I'm like, we're gonna watch this until you watch it on your own, and she did, and I was extremely proud that she would just be like, I'm gonna watch Avatar, and I was like, I'm not even there. Like what?
Wait, are you guys not in sync? And like, oh, I guess you've seen everything, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, and no, and we finished watching it, so excuse me. Yeah, I know, cat. I know. Yeah, no, we watched the whole thing, and something funny is that now that I'm older and that I've seen it like multiple times, I feel like I got more emotional watching it this last time than I did the previous 2 times. Like it's a good story, and like yeah, it's made for kids. Like it does have its childish moments, but I recommend it. I recommend you to watch it. Like soon.
All right. Is it for kids, toddlers?
I mean, no.
Oh, okay.
No. It's like it's a kids show, yes, but it has a lot of deep topics that I don't think kids understand yet. But they really make you think. And I think that's one of the reasons why I appreciate this show a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of going back to the reason why this came up. Going back to like character arc. That's one of the things I like about Iron Man is the fact that he starts off as this like self-centered guy who's got all this tech and whatnot, and he's just like all that. And he's the first one, I think he's the first one to sacrifice his life for the sake of the world.
Out of all the Avengers?
Yeah, like he's the one that grabs that nuclear bomb and goes into the...
That's true.
The little
portal thing.
Yeah, portal. The hole. Yeah, he goes into the portal and he's just like this is it. Like, I'm going to die. And he did. True. I mean, luckily he survived. Thankfully, but I think he was just so ready to give up his life for the sake of the world. But
that's the crazy thing, was that wasn't until Avengers, and we've had movies, Iron Man 1 and 2, right?
Yeah.
And he was still likable there. Like, I could say that, okay, maybe when he gave up his life, that was a very good trait of Iron Man, but that was already by movie 5. So, or I don't remember, but Iron Man 1 and 2, we still liked him. But for some reason, that doesn't translate well with
Captain Marvel.
So, I don't know.
Can you hear my cat meowing?
I can, actually. Which is surprising, because your mic seems like it would be very short range.
Here. She wants attention. It's that time of night.
Is it because the door's closed? What if she wants to go poop? Oh wait, can I say that on the stream?
Yeah, I think you can, right? I don't know. Are we still live?
Demonetized.
Are we
Yeah,
still live?
we are still live.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think that word is okay. I don't think there's a problem with it. Yeah, man.
Oops.
Um,
Well, I think this is
Oh
a
my
good.
goodness. yeah. It's a good time.
I think a good time. Yeah, about 20 minutes. Or what is it? How long has it been? I don't even know now.
No, it's been like 50 minutes.
Chat rate. Okay. It's cool because you get to see statistics here as
Oh,
your.
yeah? Right on.
But average watch time. Anyway, stuff they don't need to hear.
All right, that's good. We'll talk about it a little bit more next time since we'll have the third episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and
Yep.
we'll probably have some new topics to talk about. Like, do we want to take some suggestions from our viewers, for topics to talk about? Like, do we want you guys to tell us what to talk about, or do we completely disregard them and just talk about it whatever we want?
I think we could just talk about whatever we want, right?
Sorry.
But we
again.
will take your suggestions.
Okay,
So,
then we do take your suggestions.
yes.
Leave them in the comment section below. So thanks to everybody that have watched this live. And if you're not watching this live, thank you for watching anyway. And
Mhm.
we hope that you have a good night. We will make this podcast available on Anchor. I think that's what it's called, Anchor podcast. And then also on Spotify. And we'll put down some links either later tonight or tomorrow so you can listen to it if you don't want to use YouTube. But again, thanks again to everybody for listening on to Gato and Gabe podcast #1. So,
All right. We'll talk to you later.
all right. Have a good night.
Yes.